sea is so present here.
So are the cicadas. Sound of existence humming away. The sea, the sky, the natural sound, the beach, the pleasure of it all.
The pleasure, that's what ties it together, right?
If you can't find the pleasure, you separate yourself from what's around you. Which is what we've all done, or are doing. And why would we separate ourselves from something so pleasurable? Good question.
Yeah, that's the mystery, right? The mystery, how could we possibly miss this?
No mystery really, because of pain. Personal pain, bad experiences, disappointment, frustrations, fears and phobias, etc. and so on. That's the only reason.
In this moment, pain seems so far away and so inconsequential.
It's only far away if we keep it that way, Richard. Because if we're engrossed and fully here, and absorbed in being here, there's obviously nowhere else to be. But what our mind does, it comes in and divides us and cuts us off. Through its favourite entertainment of thinking about being someone else or somewhere else, or existing some other place.
That's the real tragedy, that we would allow personal pain to be more important than being alive.
Well, because we're unconscious to some degree, or our subconscious rules our mind to some degree, we can't help it. It's not all intentional, is it? It's not all conscious. It's just the human dilemma. The real paradox of it all is, in a nutshell, we hear so much in the New Age about we think and we create and we feel our way to producing our own reality. And on one level, on the relative level, it's true. We do create our own reality by what we think and what we feel and what we project and what we imagine. So that's really a partial truth, let's say. There's no questioning that. The paradox is we can't think our way into the here and now. That's impossible. Right? How can you think about the here and now? But we all want to think, and we're all conditioned to think constantly, or to dream and imagine and focus our attention on the future, the big bright future, which never really happens, only in our mind. This existence is always buzzing and happening and sounding and responding around us every moment. It takes a lot of consciousness and insight to see this. So there's a relative truth, what I'm getting around to, and there's an absolute truth. And the relative truth is that we do have a bearing on what we create and what we think. And we do attract things towards us to some degree, that's true. It's just not the absolute ultimate truth, is it? It can't be. So we're living in two existences simultaneously. The real one of presence and consciousness, and the personal imagined one. Because this is my reality, this is my thought, this is my imagination, this is my
Drama.
Good word. And we've all lived through the drama. We've all created the drama until we uncreate it.
Yeah, until we stop creating it.
Well, it's a bit like a light switch. You can stop creating it to a degree. When we want to meditate and we want to be still, we just can switch it off like a light switch. And how many people can do this? You need to switch it on sometimes. We need to think about our life sometimes, relatively. There's issues and things we have to figure out. So to be able to think is actually a good thing. The trick is to be able to hit the switch and switch it off. And I've met a few people, some people who've been able to do that, but not many. It's not to judge anyone.
I like to wonder if we could switch it off without separation, because I think some people have an act to switch it off, but they hide out or reject or dismiss. But to be a part of it all and acknowledge it all and still be so smooth and so really joyous. That's the power point for me. That's the point of where life meets the planet Earth.
Well, what you're saying is, be in the world but not of the world. That says it all, really. Easier said than done, I say. But we do it when we do it. And we fail to do it when we fail to do it. We oscillate between two seemingly different realities, which aren't really that different in truth. So much to say, but so little, really.
It just seems so simple on this walk, up on this point, overlooking this ocean, looking into this forest, just being still together. It seems so simple.
Just being still, walking through the forest one foot after the other. Krishnamurti used to say, I remember one thing he said in a book somewhere, whilst walking, just be the walking. Walking without thinking. So simple.
I was thinking in the last few days, I was noticing it, let's say, that's a better way to say it. I was noticing how often I was falling into stillness, and then I was noticing like how words would come up into my throat and go up to my lips and want to come out, and my usual reaction would be to let them out. And then I thought, I didn't really stuff them back down. But I just thought, no need. And then I was just this stillness again, and then another one would come up and want to get out, Or it didn't even want to. It didn't have a want, but I mean my habitual pattern would be to speak it and say, oh, this one's so brilliant. This one is very perceptive. This one is very insightful. I shouldn't waste it. Right? And then I would just say, oh, well, let it go down. So, I mean, what I'm getting at is the knack is maybe being here at that point when I want to go on a mental ride and just saying, oh, I don't think I'll get on the train this time. I'll just stay on the platform. a little bit longer.
I've got a great analogy. You know at the circus when you're a kid you went and they had a shooting gallery and the ducks come up and they come around the corner and they go across in front and you're supposed to shoot the ducks? Being conscious is like duck shooting. If you miss one, you get lost in the imagination of its adventure. So you shoot them in silence. You don't do anything, you just watch them arise and come across on the screen in front of you. And seeing them is necessarily just shooting them.
It's kind of like shooting down your thoughts, but not shooting them down, but just seeing them.
Seeing them. It's a good analogy, that's all. But if you miss one, you can get overpowered very quickly.
Just jump right in and tell a whole story about it.
That's right. When I was teaching people in retreats, I used to use the duck shooting analogy to explain to people what they were doing. Everything's totally immediate. And we're just feeling and being in our body. Simply being with what we experience now. That's all. The question is, how long can we stay vulnerable? Without making a comment. Or feeling something personal. In our vulnerability is the key to it all. And to be that vulnerable and that raw, we have to let go of a tremendous amount. The simplicity is in the not knowing. Because we begin to understand where knowing takes us. Back into the world of information and experience and knowledge. Where in truth it's really so simple and profoundly deep. Just a comment, just a movement away from being here is enough to distract us. Until we've suffered enough where we no longer seek any distractions. And we can just rest in just something unknown. I can see by the way you're looking. That you really understand. For now, always just for now.